Right, so I've got 230 yards to the corner of the dog leg, right? Now what I don't want to do is try and take off too much of that dog leg and end up carving it a bit out to the right, or not getting it spot on. I've got to be spot on really. Yeah. It's quite tight the other side as well. I don't want to run through the fairway and leave myself a difficult pitch out the rough, or go into the trees the other side. So I'm going to play the percentage here and play to the slightly wider part of the fairway where I've got a bit more room for error. So if I play for that 220 yard carry shot with my 5-wood, it's going to give me a much better chance of playing a shot from the fairway. And you know, it's only a 370 yard hole, so if I get it into a decent position there, I'm going to have within 150 yards anyway, aren't I? So doesn't mean we can't be specific with our target though. Got to make sure we're aiming for a very specific target, not just a random tree. Really aim for a branch on a tree, okay? So I've got my target there. All we've got to do now is just make sure we commit to it. Don't let any negative thoughts creep in. Yeah. Bang on. Alright then mate, so when we're playing out the bunker, just like when we're hitting that shot at the rough there, what we want to make sure we don't do is what?
Try and scoop it out.
Try and lift it, yeah. We need to still maintain a downward angle of attack into the ball. But one thing we do that's a bit different to hitting that shot at the rough is we're really gonna open up that club face. So you can see, I'm playing that ball just off the inside of my lead foot there, aren't I? That's gonna help to make sure that my low point is a little bit before the ball, because what we don't want to do is have that low point level with the ball because we may thin it.
Yeah. That's what's taking right over the green.
Exactly, yeah. If we make sure our low point is a bit before the ball, we've got a little bit of room for error, we can catch it a little bit thin or a little bit heavy, and we may still get away with it, making sure that, providing that we're accelerating through the ball. So when we start, we're going to have 65% of our weight on that left foot. We're going to make sure our head and our sternum are a fraction behind the ball. So my head and my sternum near ball, a little bit behind it. I'm going to get the shaft of the club and the grip here just a little bit behind that club head. I don't want it leaning too much because that will really present that leading edge.
Right, okay.
I want to hit the sand with this part of the club, with the bounce, with the bounce that's on the club. I want to really expose the bounce of that club. 65%. And we're not going to lift it up steep. We're going to go nice and wide with it.
Yeah.
Make sure our wrist doesn't get too strong. We're going to keep it nice and cupped. And through impact, we're going to let that club head overtake the hands that way. See that?
Right. Yeah.
So we're going to accelerate through. We're still going to finish the swing. Yeah. Right then, mate. So basically, you can see that we pulled our ball a little bit into the rough here, and the ball sat down a little bit in the rough. Yeah, this is something you'll get quite a lot around this time of year when the rough's quite thick. And the last thing we want to try and do when we're in a rough like this is actually try and
scoop it up.
Yeah, we don't want to we don't want to lift the ball up in the air, which is it's easier said than done really sometimes, isn't it? So what we need to make sure that we do is, as we come into impact, really make sure we're driving that left wrist down into the ground and around to the left, that way. The last thing we want to do as well is swing out to the right that way, because that'll really shallow our angle of attack and make it difficult to actually get any compression on the ball to get it up and out of the rough. So what I've gone with here, 136 to the flag. I've got a 9-iron. I would probably, if it was from the fairway with no wind, I would hit a solid pitching wedge. So what I'm going to do is take the 9-iron. I'm going to aim everything fraction left of the flag, so I'm going to go just on the edge of the bunker, and I'm going to open up that club face just ever so slightly, so I can increase the loft at impact whilst maintaining that downward angle of attack into the ball. What we'll be hoping for is the ball to pop up out of this lie a little bit and just give me a little bit of control going into that green. So let's give it a go. So got my club face nice, slightly open. Weight on my left leg. I'm doing everything to hit down on this ball and really make sure that club face doesn't turn over. We're going to keep it nice and square with that left wrist going round to the left. Okay? Yeah? So instead of playing that high lob shot, what we can do is play a little bump and run.
Yeah.
Okay? So less backswing, less stuff to go wrong, and it'll help us to give us a bit more room for error on the shot. You could hit it a bit too hard or a bit too soft, but still generally get away with it. Okay, so key thoughts are making sure the shaft is nice and upright.
Upright, yeah.
We're not down here, yeah, good. Feet together.
Yeah.
Weight on the left leg, about 70%, 60%. And we're just rotating around that left leg. Okay? So here I'm going to try and bump it into that slope. I've got quite a specific spot that I want to land it in. Focusing on it. And we're there. Okay? That's going to give me a lot of room for error.
Yeah, yeah.
And just take a little bit of the pressure off, you know? Let's give it a go.